Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey.
Whoops, move this back a little bit. And welcome to our April energy hangout. And we're going to do a springtime vision quest since it's the beginning of a new quarter. So get comfortable with me as I wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, and all of our TLC for the soul guides who like to join us on these fun adventures that we have here together. So I heard today, I don't know why this is coming up, I guess because I record the dailies, and some of you do follow me on TikTok, but it sounds like TikTok may be going away again in the US. I'm not sure. So anyway, I do still upload daily energy little reading, about 3 minutes long. And those are on YouTube and on Instagram, and they're on TikTok until TikTok goes away. So what I thought we would do is take a look at a couple of things. But before we get started, and if you need to, since we're doing a little vision quest, which means I've got the drum, we're going to do a little kind of drum journey just to take a look at the next 3 months. Anything your guides or the angels or whatever, spirit guides or spirit friends you work with, your power animal, what they want to show you for the upcoming 3 months. So that's April through June, and I'm recording this on April the 1st. But since we are doing a vision quest, if there's anything you want to gather for yourself, maybe your little vision, like not vision, but like journey box, or any little crystals or things, talismans that you might have that you typically journey with, we're just going to do a short little drum journey to just get some sense of the next 3 months ahead. It's an interesting April the 1st day. It's very snowy outside today. We're in the middle of a big snowstorm. Over the next couple of days, we're expecting up to 10 inches of snow. So I don't know. It's very windy. It's very like 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I can see my flag. I have a flagpole. I can see the flagpole moving. So, Spirit, where do we want to start with this? Let's do this. Let's get something to clear the air. I've got some Palo Santo and some sage. And just light some of this. I like to pair the Palo Santo with the sage. Without starting a thing here. I brought the medicine wheel cards in again. I think we're going to grab one of those. There we go. And I think for light language for April, we'll come back and do that in a separate show. And I know we haven't had Bringers of the Light Sunday in a couple of Sundays. I was pulled into some 3D world stuff that took me off on some adventures on Sunday that I was like, I don't even have the energy now to film a Bringers of the Light Sunday, so we didn't have one. All right, so we've got our Palo Santo and our sage going. I don't know how long it's going to stay lit. So let's get an overall theme. First, I want to look specifically at the month of April. what April might be bringing for us, as I just saw 444 on the timer. So I brought Shaman's Drum. Spirit, what are we looking at for this month of April? Rain, which is funny, right? It's spring. So it says, crops are watered and thirst is quenched. You are at the end of the dry spell. Rejoice with a ritual bath. And the bottom of the deck is the two came off the bottom of the deck. The teepee, it is safe here. Come inside and rest a while. And peace pipe, what is done is done. It's time to make amends. So there could be, it sounds like there's like some, obviously we're in I would say it's Aries season right now. So there's a lot of impetus to move things forward just in terms of how the wheel of the year works, right? So in springtime and moving like the beginning of May is Beltane. There's always like an impetus during this time of the year to move things forward in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, you're like moving into like the quieter time. Hence, what maybe I know we have people that listen from different parts of the world. So there's this feeling of like making peace with where you're at, peace with where your journey's going so far. And end of a dry spell could mean many things, but it could be a dry spell in terms of ideas or feeling like you haven't been able to move things forward. So in the month of April, it looks like there's going to be opportunities to do that. And I know a lot of the astrology is changing signs, as well as Mercury retrograde ends. Where's my calendar? I think it's on the 7th of the month. Yeah, next Monday. Mercury retrograde ends. Of course, we're still in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde for a couple of weeks after that. But I always found April to be a month where this new fresh starts of Aries season, a fresh zodiac wheel of the year, so to speak, provides a lot of good energy to help manifest and to, I guess, for like renewal, to make you feel like young again. Spring fling. Spring is flinging itself. So let's go ahead and get one more for April. This is Cheryl Yombrock, Rose Through the Eyes of the Soul. Get a sense for what the month of April is bringing us. I like the backs of these. And then we're going to get a medicine wheel card. What does April have in store for us, Spirit, before we take a look at any quarterly energy? Card number 40, seek the wisdom of your shamanic guides. We just talked about that. And there's a lot of purple in this card. You know, April is also, I know not everybody follows like religious holidays, but there is Good Friday here. There's Easter coming up on the 20th. And the reason I say that is there's a lot of, there's a lot of purple. And I think this card number 40, let me just look at it. Consult an intermediary, ask for guidance from one in the etheric realms, or talk to a shaman who you trust. Yeah, mountaintops throughout the world have long been a destination of sacred pilgrimage. They're believed to be places conducive for accessing spiritual beings and receiving guidance. This is what I was feeling. Okay, with this purple, because I have another calendar downstairs for April, and it's a lot of purple. And there's a lot, I don't know, this purple too seems to be a color that shows up a lot during the Easter season. And I do feel like it's like being able to go to the mountaintop for me is always like being able to pull yourself up to get divine clarity and divine perspective that you may not have, like mired down in your 3D world, everyday world stuff. And, we do that during, times when we need or extra guidance or whatever. These vision quests, but the one we're getting ready to do, so that's a big synchronicity there with this card, is, for thousands of years, people have been practicing, like earth-based spirituality, shamanism, animism, druidry, in different parts of the world, it's called different things. But, none of that really changes with where you're at in your life. And I think so many people are being drawn back into these nature-based spirituality concepts, and meditation is not nature-based, but connecting with higher beings, with angels, with whoever it is, God, shamanic guides, Yeshua, people have their own preference. And what I feel like too now is it's a little bit more forgiving in how people approach their spiritual practice. There's like this blend of things. Like, it doesn't have to be all of one thing. Like, oh, I'm in a religion, I'd only stick to that. I see many people just blending different concepts together and kind of making your own, like, plug and play spirituality, which I find very interesting, and it's very refreshing, I think, to be able to fall back on different concepts. And the more we clear our chakras and our energy body of any past life, scary stuff about anything that, might have kept us from being more open-minded about exploring different topics and different spirituality-based teachings. I think the more then we can feel like we have access to a wider range of spiritual teachers and spiritual guides. And what I have found in exploring that is, honestly, the teachings are pretty much all the same. The filters may be there. Like, I've been watching, I think it's called Ascension Presents is the YouTube channel. And it's Father Mike. He's a Catholic priest, but he's so engaging. And because I'm like, what is the... I actually was born into a Catholic family. My mom's was Catholic all her life. And so I grew up going to, Catholic church, and I was baptized in a Catholic church, but my dad was Baptist, and I didn't really know much about that, but I've explored different, religions as well. And from a shamanic perspective, I always came back to shamanism. It has just like a deep, like love in my heart for shamanism. But I think it's just a time to explore different places and not be afraid. And like I said, from just listening to some of the topics that Father Mike talks about, they're pretty much, the answers are pretty much the same. So I guess we all are getting our guidance from the same places, is how it feels. And everybody is putting their own little filters or personality or way of speaking about things or terminology or whatever onto these spiritual concepts, which all basically boil down to the same stuff. And I'm not talking anything about religion, but I do like some of those. I'm not like a big, like, oh, we're going to go out and do organized stuff. I don't, here on the channel, push any one thing. I invite you to experiment with what feels comfortable to you and what makes you feel good inside in terms of what you want to focus on in your own spiritual practice. So it looks like April is a month to, there's a lot going on, as we always say in the 3D world, but to not lose sight of your connection to the divine, however that works out for you. And I'm helping my son prepare for a vision quest, his own vision quest, in a couple of days. We're going to be doing some preparation work around that later today. So That's exciting. All right, before we do the drum journey, let me go to earlier in the year. At the beginning of the year, I pulled a bunch of cards and things around 2025 themes by quarter. And I just wanted to, and I don't know if we ever did a show on it or not. I cannot remember. But I will just go back and review the things that came out for April through June, and then we'll pull a medicine wheel ceremony card to back that up or to add to that, and then we'll do our little vision quest here. So stay tuned to just towards the end of this, when we'll pull out the drum and see what your guides want you to know about the next 3 months. So for April through June on our 2025 themes by quarter list, the overarching theme was called Essences and Energies. And the affirmation was, I have great ideas and the knowledge and wisdom to back them up, which is quite interesting. I have great ideas and the knowledge and wisdom to back them up, coming out with essences and energies. And the essences I thought could be, crystals, flower essences, plant medicine. We just talked about a plant medicine journey. And so it already feels like April is falling into this quarterly theme where you may have some great ideas that come up. You may have some feeling like, I want to try something new, or I want to do something new. And you're not quite sure where to start or where to begin, or is this even a good idea for me to do this XYZ, whatever it is. And how it says, I have the knowledge and wisdom to back them up. I do feel like, sometimes on the spiritual path, we can get a little bit caught up in like, Spirit wants me to do XYZ, because we see a lot of signs around what XYZ might be. We get a lot of synchronicities, and we might be like wanting to just then jump in and jump towards something without fully vetting out, some of the more rational thinking ways of looking at it. So I would say, and a lot of what I've been listening to is like finding the balance between the connection to our guides and getting messages and signs, seeing a lot of signs, seeing a lot of synchronicities, getting a lot of intuitive hits, but not just blindly jumping to do something without vetting out like maybe pros and cons of whatever it is we want to do. Real world, not real world examples, but getting some real world, examples, or thinking about things, from a 3D perspective, and not just blindly jumping in with a 5D mindset, because we have to live in the 3D world as much as, we don't really feel like we want to or not. Sometimes I play me and the running away with the bay. But in order to be successful in the 3D world, we have to at times look at things from a 3D perspective. And they just keep saying, and not just blindly jumping in because you saw a sign or you had a prophetic dream or whatever. I would say back that up with some, honest to goodness, like rational thinking around what it is you want to do, so that you're very clear on, I'm manifesting XYZ or materializing it into my world. I've done all the things in the energy world to bring that in, whatever that is, your affirmations, your visualizations, writing things down, casting spells, whatever it is that you do. But then at the same time, just being able to, come down, go up to the mountain and get all those things, and then come down to the 3D world and just take a look at how those things would logically look in your 3D life. I would just say that. The other thing that came up for April through June is kinesiology, which is very interesting. So that's like body work. I had a kinesiology session one time, and it was like it really worked very well. If you have an opportunity to do something like that type of body work or energy work on your physical body, visiting a shaman, there's lots of resources here on the channel for healing. And I have seen in the analytics, one that people have been using a lot is, I did one a while back, this channel's been here a while, on shaman's drum and healing sexual power, and that one's been getting a lot of play lately. So if you've been using that, I hope that has been helpful to you. The other one that's been getting a lot of play lately too is the one that always is on this channel. It gets the most play out of anything else. We've been here 7 years and almost 1,000 shows, and a lot of them timeless. Is light language for healing pets is still the top performer on the channel. All right, so let's go to these medicine wheel cards for April through June and see. They're kind of, here's what I'll do. I'll do the flip because the book has the same thing, I think. Yeah, and then we'll hold up the card because the cards are, oh heck, who cares, right? The cards are front and back. It's just a little weird to work with them. All right, what do we want folks to know about April through June? How to use the ceremony cards. What's on the back of it? This one comes out a lot. It's like the whole medicine wheel again. And how to use the ceremony cards. To use a card in ceremony, first allow time to clear your mind and become calm and centered. So maybe this is our prep. Let's prep for our vision quest. I see another one too that I'm going to pull it, but let's see. To use a card in ceremony, first allow time to clear your mind and become calm and centered. Then read the card slowly and out loud if possible. Let its meaning become your meaning. Feel your connection to the reality that the medicine wheel position represents. Then meditate on the metaphorical lessons it has to teach, insofar as it concerns your question or problem. When you feel like you've spent enough time in contemplation, offer thanks to Great Spirit for the energies that have come into your circle and continue with the remainder of the ceremony. And the card that's up underneath that is the one we're going to focus on for this vision quest. So you can choose to meditate on this, or you can pick your own thing. I am going to lead you out into a space where we can do the vision quest. But this is card number 5, Spirit Keeper of the East. Spirit Keeper of the East. Okay, this is how I'm going to read that. This is a place on the wheel for illumination, new beginnings, enthusiasm, creativity, rebirth, vision, following your dreams, energy, and new possibilities. So it's the east point, this little black dot. If you're listening, it's like just the east point of like a compass. All right. So let's do this. Let's do our vision quest. And I'll read this invocation as we journey out. And what we're looking for, the intention of this it's obviously a true vision quest is one where you if you do the true vision quest, you're fasting, you're preparing your space. So I kind of use the term vision quest lightly here. I understand it can be a much more longer, dedicated, sometimes days-long thing, but we're condensing that down into a little drum journey quest, just to bring in the guides and have them help us see and understand what we most need to know, what energies are going to be helping us out for this April through June time frame. So I'm going to get the drum. You're invited to drum along with me or rattle along with me as we bring this invocation in. And we're just going to journey like You can journey laying down, eyes closed, sitting up, eyes closed. Some people like to journey standing up and moving about in a little space, safe, protected space, like a area rug or something, but with blinders or eye curtains on. Okay, let's see here. Spirit Keeper of the East. So you're going to close your eyes and you're going to follow the drum with the intentions that we've just set to talk about this next couple of months ahead, or anything else your guides want to communicate to you. Spirit Keeper of the East, I call on you to enter into my circle now. I give thanks to you. You are the direction of new beginnings and new growth. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey. East Spirit, you lift me higher than I've ever been. I see many old situations from points of view I never noticed before. You bring the dawn's light, a virgin light to my weary mind. East Spirit, when I allow your energy to reach my heart and my consciousness, I begin to grow, to unfold with freshness and beauty. I dare to dream deep and wondrous dreams. I see the possibilities that truly exist to make the impossible happen. I'm recharged, eager to begin again, blanketed with determination. Where shallow, dry ground was, deep, fertile soil now exists. Where dead ends blocked me, bright new walkways beckon me. I willingly let go of hopelessness, weakness, and gloom. I am now in the dawn time, East Spirit. Guide me through. Help my higher self to feed on the fruit of illumination and vision. Remind me not to be carried away and neglect my body's needs. Help me recognize where my physical boundaries are. Discretion is wise. Without it, too many directions at once will weaken me. Help me see the clear path. Ho, aho, and so it is. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey. See yourself now coming up out of your body and walking out of your meditation space, your vision quest space, down a path that leads out to the easternmost point of the medicine wheel. Where we sit in sacred ceremony around the fire. This is a safe space where you can receive messages and guidance regarding your journey for the upcoming months ahead, or any other messages your guides want to share with you at this time. As we open up the eastern point on the medicine wheel, a place of new beginnings, vision, enthusiasm, rebirth, following your dreams and new possibilities. Allow a guide now, your guide, power animal, or the shamanic guide of the East, which in this case is a hawk, spirit hawk, converse with you in this space in the East as I go quiet to allow you to hear and receive for these messages to be communicated. I will call you back when it's time to return. Messages received. Totem and spirit animals, spirit guides, angels, deities. Pull their energy back. And do say that if you want to continue this journey with them later, you can jump back into this space at any time. As we now take this short vision quest, you're going to make your way back from the point of the East back to your meditation space, but pay attention to what you see around you. Your guide may have given you some sort of talisman or gift. You may leave an offering for the spirits of the East in this space now, if you choose to do so. And as you walk back along this path to where we began, see what you notice around you, above you, below you, as you work your way back to your body. Bringing yourself back into your meditation space, your journey space, settling yourself back into your body. As we begin the call back into your 3D space, wiggling fingers and toes, taking a deep breath, and you can slowly open your eyes. Let the Spirit Keeper of the East card's meaning become your meaning. Feel your connection to the reality the medicine wheel position represents. Then meditate on the lessons it has to teach. As we offer thanks, thank you to all the guides who have joined us for this short little Vision Quest drum journey, for the energies that have come into our circle, for the support that we receive every day. I think I'm going to get one last card. Gotta bring in my friends the fairies. Anything else we want friends to know about for the month of April, or April, May, June? Anytime you come across this, we have Mick, Mick the Myomancer. Card number 42. Small clues, details, messages everywhere, and patience. The entire universe is one piece, and each fragment of that one unity reflects and is connected to all others. That famous philosopher Anonymous once said, "The lifting of a finger disturbs the farthest star." Mick the Myomancer says it works the other way around too. He advises us to make a slow, this is what we were talking about, an observant study of the little things and their even smaller details in the world around us. Little things can tell us a lot. Everything bears messages about the universe around us, and studying the details sometimes enables us to deduce the whole. Mick says that such study not only helps us enhance our understanding of life, unity, and everything, but also helps to develop a joyful patience and a deeper philosophy. So it says attention to details is important at this time. Little things are not only important in themselves, but they also give you important information about larger things. Look for the inner hidden meaning in ordinary objects, happenings, and experiences. Life is trying to teach you something by speaking to you gently. With luck and application, you will get the message before it has to speak to you more loudly. Body language in humans as well as mice may give you very useful information at this present time, especially if you learn to read it properly. The clues to the answers you seek and the things you need to know are all around you. You are surrounded by omens, portents, and signs, but the signs are not written on billboards in large letters. They are in the small happenings of your life. Be awake and aware. And that's what we said. If you work out what the question really is, it is much easier to recognize the answer when it comes. So I would say too, that's all about having clear intentions for what you want. Because if you're not clear, then the universe has a hard time, I think, delivering something to you. So let me just see if there's anything else the guys want to share with me. Yeah, I would say use your resources wisely in these months ahead. And that could be anything. That could be, it sounds like based on what the cards had to say, it was like your physical resources, like not taking on too much, which came out in the cards too, because we had the end of a dry spell is over for this month, but we also had TP come inside and rest a while. So I would say not burning yourself out, not taking on too much, staying in touch with your spiritual practice, paying attention to the 3D world around you, not just looking for signs and portents and omens, but, grounding those messages into physical reality and doing due diligence before you just blindly act on emotions making sure that you've vetted out any opportunities or things that come your way or any ideas that you might have. All right, so my guides are saying that that is all that they have for us at this time. I'm so happy that you joined me here for the Vision Quest. I think we're going to have some light language activations in another show coming up here. And until then, if you need anything that you don't see me right away, use the channel as an oracle. There's a lot of timeless content here and on Instagram, and you can just I know I've seen people doing it, so I know you guys are doing it. You can ask, like, Spirit, what do I most need to know now? You can go to the videos list or the Instagram feed. You can just close your eyes, scroll, put your finger down when your guides tell you put your finger down, and that will be the message that you most need in this now. I'm also available for personal sessions if that's something you're interested in. You can email me at the show email, which is in the notes of every show, and I can give you more details and information about that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here, for being with me in this now, and for your continued support of, I guess, just all of us bringers of the light. It's you, it's me, it's all of us raising up the vibration of the planet and doing our best in this modern world to live through the ascension process at the same time as just navigating our lives and staying connected to our guides. We will see you all again soon. Take care. This episode has been brought to you by Loveland Carnival. Tuesday and Friday nights, come see Sarah the Strong Lady as she balances Seamus McRibbit and a host of other characters on her balancing wheel of strength. Join us for 50% off popcorn nights on Wednesdays and a special showing of the magical, mystical world of Loveland on the big screen in the city park. Loveland Carnival, a place where all kids, big and small, are welcome.